Hey, welcome back to BoneDry Bonsai. I'm Joel. I have the second of three 50% off nursery bargains that we found. They were in a pile set for the compost, I imagine. Monterey Cypress. I just got it out of its container and got it into a bonsai container. Took some of the top off the tree. Got some of the branches cleaned up. Yeah, now it's just a waiting game to see if it recovers. Hopefully it will. Before I get to that video, I just want to do what hopefully won't be a reoccurring segment here on the channel. But I want to show some of the defeats that I've suffered. So you got a reference for what I did and what not to do yourself. Hopefully that'll help you. It's going to help me. So, and I hope you enjoy the video. Check it out. So this is what's going to be known as BoneDry Bummers. Like I said, a hopefully not reoccurring segment on the channel. Collected Yamadori, I think it's toast. This one actually, well, yesterday it looked better. It just keeps getting worse and worse. This one's still got at least a little bit of flex to the branches. BoneDry Bummer number 2, my lavender. It's history, I'm sure. It's supposed to look something like that right now, this time of year. So yeah, I can't find any signs of life. This little tiny olive that I kind of knew wasn't gonna happen, didn't happen. So, not really unexpected, but yeah, it's a BoneDry Bummer. That other funky piece that I collected is looking to be a BoneDry Bummer. Really brittle branches, no leaves, no new growth. So, yeah. And worst of all, my camellia. And, you know, at least on the others, I was kind of up against it as far as needing to collect them and get them out of the way, because they were in the way of what we were trying to accomplish. This one was just pure selfishness. Me wanting to make a bonsai tree. Did severe root work, and then did severe wiring. One right after the other. And this is a bona fide BoneDry Bummer right here. And completely my fault. One positive note is I'll have a little bit of extra soil now, that since there's nothing to buy. Anyway, hope you enjoy the Monterey Cypress. So this is a Monterey Cypress. It was in the 50% off pile. They said it needed to come out of the pot badly. Of course, they meant put in the ground, but that's not what I'm gonna do. It's pretty tall. So it's just got to kind of crinkle up against the awning there. I'll pull back and stand next to it and you can see how tall it is. It's every bit of 10 feet. I was thinking I wanted something tall and straight and ancient looking. I'm going to start here. I'm going to get it out of this pot, repot it into a bonsai pot, put it in some bonsai soil, take some of these branches off, and see if it stays alive long enough to be able to do something with. That's my plan. I think that all of these low branches will be off. So I want to show an aged tree, an older tree, and the older cypresses that I see in photos. You know, it just depends on where they're grown. Monterey Cypress can have a totally different look with all the different little microclimates that we have here in the state. I mean, you go from Monterey Cypress right on the coastline that are just smashed and all gnarled and compressed by the wind. I can't think of the name of the old, I think it might be the old General. I'll look it up and put it on the screen. And then as you come inland a little bit, maybe you get over the hills and you've got some protection from the wind. Then they start growing taller. But as they get age on them, the younger branches can die off, fall off, break off, not make it, get shaded out. Shaded out by a canopy up above. And so they'll be spreading at the top, maybe a few really nice girthy branches on it. So since I got the straight tall trunk, that was kind of the style I was thinking of, was old and tall and obviously not so compressed. Gonna be kind of hard to compress this one. I don't know, somebody could probably do it. It'd be a little beyond my skill set right now. But my thinking behind leaving more branches for now is obviously because I just took 50% of the tree off, and this isn't the best time to be doing any kind of root work. Should have been done in the early spring. But the trees are durable, they're hardy, they're tough, and it was going to get tossed in the garbage heap anyway, so I'm going to try it. Any of this dead stuff, this little dead stuff, I'm just kind of breaking off with my fingers. Just trying to clean it up a little bit. Hope that the browning needles are just that the roots aren't getting the oxygen they need, and that I don't have some kind of fungal issue. the dead stuff just breaks right away, right off in your hands and your fingers. It doesn't take any effort at all. So the green foliage is pretty tight. I'm gonna get this out of the pot. Got ants. First I'm going to see if I can get it to stand up straight. Alright, that's better. I worked this down. I'm sorry, my camera keeps turning off for some reason. And it's not full. My ants are coming out of this hole right here. But I didn't find any real interesting roots, but I did find some flare. I found a base. So I'm happy with a base for now. At least I did find a base and not some inverse taper. So a base is a good start. An old tree's got to have a strong base. So I'm going to count that as a win. And I'm going to go at this tree from the bottom now and see what I can come up with. Bring you back when we get a little closer. So I'm gonna call that about as far as I want to go on this bottom. I think I'm going to use this as the front of my tree for now. I'm going to put this in a shallow round container, plastic training container. So the front really doesn't matter all that much. I kind of been cheating a little bit lately and doing that a lot, but frankly the reason is that's all I've got right now are round pots. I haven't, well, I take that back. I do have a rectangle pot that this could go in, but I don't know, maybe I'll explore. I was thinking that the smallest container possible, extend the height of the tree visually. I don't know if it needs the help though. This is all just an exploration for me. I don't have any idea how much root to leave versus how much foliage mass to leave. I am clueless in regards to that, I'd like to get as much of this old soil out of here as I can, but I also want to leave quite a bit of this intact. Okay, I'm gonna get a couple pots to play with. There's my option 1 round pot. I like that. I think it looks sexier in a round pot. I mean, it's not huge. It's still kind of, I don't know, it just seems feminine. And I think a rectangle pot's gonna make it really more for a masculine tree, but I'll put that in there and take a look at it. Yeah, I don't hate it. I don't hate it at all. But I kind of had to smash it in here a little bit. So I'd have to reduce a little bit more. And I think the state of the tree, I don't think I want to reduce it anymore, so I'm going to go with the round pot. So obviously this tree has to get tied in. There's no getting around that. It was really easy to scratch. I tried to be as careful as I could, but I guess while I was turning it and flipping it around, messing with roots, I scratched it. So I'm gonna try going through. It's a little better. So before I tighten it completely, I'm going to get some of the bulk of the soil on the edges and pushed underneath. So I've got some wet sphagnum moss, and I'm just going to build a sphagnum wall. And you want the sphagnum moss to be wet and loose. You don't want to smash it in, because I'm going to sprinkle it with soil. And then that's going to just spiderweb everything together. And now after you get it kind of integrated, then I guess you can sort of push it in kind of past the lip of the container. From what I understand, the key is to keep it loose. Till you get the soil sprinkled in. And then everything just kind of integrates together. This is 50% sphagnum moss and 50% collected moss that I grated and mixed together, just the top dressing. So that's all top dressing on. Everything's holding real nice. Watering real well. So hopefully it recovers. I can see, like, I don't know, maybe down to about here, or even here. Saving a couple of these large branches, maybe. I don't know, or maybe a big defining branch going way out. Yeah, we'll see. So, Monterey Cypress. Thanks for watching. Take care.